Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you my first thought today when I woke up was not, how do I get under people's skin? How do I truly, absolutely irritate folks? And when I saw the Gotham Knights reveal, I went, aha! That's my moment. I'm gonna ruin some days. No, quite honestly though, I've found myself in what they call the unpopular opinion zone. So, don't cross this line here unless you want to be alone with me on my little island. But when I saw the Gotham Knights reveal, I was hyped through the gameplay, through the trailer. I liked everything I saw, and afterwards, everything I read. So yeah, truthfully, I'm going to be defending the game today. I know not everyone's going to agree with me. I understand that, and my objective in this video is not to change your mind. If you don't like what you saw, you're concerned about some things, you're more than welcome to feel that way. It's more so just, I guess, me venting, right? Like, I'm on this island, I may as well just embrace it at this point. So there's a couple of things that I really did want to try to clarify in this video discussion about Gotham Knights. The first thing is that a lot of folks are talking about Marvel Avengers when it comes to this game. People are claiming that Gotham Knights is a games as a service title just like Avengers is. And there is an open beta for Avengers this weekend, so if you're really curious about what that game's all about, you want to put your hands on it and see if these two are comparable outside of the fact that they are hero games, then by all means. But there are a lot of vast differences, and this isn't to dunk on Avengers. I'm not going to talk about whether or not that game is good or bad, but I think they are two vastly different products outside of the fact that they both have online components. Structurally speaking, let's take a look at what Gotham Knights is as a game according to a press release coming from DC and Warner Bros. They say it is a brand new open world third-person action RPG. Stop right there. Instantly very different from Avengers, which is a hub-based mission-to-mission shared world experience. Completely different from what Gotham Knights is. Let's continue reading. Players step into the roles of Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin, a new guard of trained DC superheroes who must rise up as the protectors of Gotham City in the wake of Batman's death. A lot of people are speculating that Batman's not dead. I think they're going to stick to it. I think that they're going to keep Batman dead because one thing that a lot of folks have also been saying is, I've waited this long for a Batman game. When we have 4 major Batman games, I get people want more Batman. I understand that, really, I do. But for me, I've had enough of the Arkham series where we had Origins, Asylum, City, Night, and I liked all of those games. Even at its worst, in my opinion, when it came to Night, I still thought that was a damn good game. So I've had a lot of great Batman experiences. I'm sure you have too. And I'm excited for something new and experiencing more of the Bat family in a different way. This is an original story set in DC's Batman universe. Gotham Knights offers a dynamic and interactive Gotham City where an exploding criminal element has swept through the streets, which is the Court of Owls. This new era of heroes will solve mysteries that connect to the deepest chapters in the city's history and must defeat notorious villains in epic confrontations. Players must save Gotham from a descent into chaos and reinvent themselves into their own version of the Dark Knight. Now, here is the kicker. Gotham Knights is playable either solo or as a 2-player online co-op experience, and it'll be available in 2021 for the PS5, 4 Pro, Xbox One family, as well as PC. Now, I'm not upset about this, but what's really happened in this generation of games is there's been so many games as a service titles that I think truly the notion of what co-op is has been lost on folks. Because the second you start to see leveling up, loot, and then online elements, people instantly, and understandably so, leap straight into the idea that this is a games as a service title. It's like a worrying precedent being set. So I totally understand where people are coming from with some of their initial hesitation. Once again, I'm not trying to change your mind, but when I saw the gameplay, I thought more along the lines of like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. When I saw the little level blocks above their heads, immediately I thought, okay, they're going to gate off certain areas of the map. There's going to be certain missions that are accessible early game, missions that are accessible later in the game, and as you grow in level, you'll be able to explore more and more of the city. Literally look at The Division 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Ubisoft games, and I like Ubisoft games sometimes I don't, but I'd say that's more comparable than Avengers. The thing is that just because a game is co-op doesn't mean it's a games as a service. We don't really know if they're going to add microtransactions. I imagine there will be cosmetic ones. We already saw that to an extent in Arkham Knight, where there were a variety of different Batman costumes available for purchase for the player. If that's the worst that they do, and I know this is where it gets hairy and some people don't like them at all, some people are okay with it, I sit in the fence of if it's cosmetics, I really don't care. I just want to play the game, right? Like playing as 4 hero vigilantes, like Red Hood, dude, that alone, I was like, buying it day one. Red Hood, like, come on, baby. Playing online with a friend, give me that. But seriously, the idea that co-op just can't be co-op because of these games as a service title, I feel is more like an industry issue, right? Like, I don't blame people for getting worried, but I feel like we need more co-op titles. There was a period of time around 2012, 2013, where a lot of games were embracing co-op. But as the systems started to really get a lot of stress on them and not be as powerful, games shifted towards more of a shared world experience if they were going online, or of course, single player. Because what happens is that these co-op games are really bogging down the performance, how a game could look, how it could present itself, limiting it in a ton of different ways. Now as we move into a new generation of consoles, we're going to start to see, I personally believe, more co-op experiences. That doesn't mean games as a service, co-op. If this was going to be a games as a service title, in my personal opinion, they would have made all 4 playable online at the same time, right? That's what I would think, at least, because then you can imagine they're going to add more to the Gotham Knights list of heroes. And truth be told, based off rumors from various trustworthy industry insiders, the games as a service title that's actually going to compete with Avengers from DC is going to be Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, we're going to learn a little bit more about that. In fact, probably by the time this video goes live, we'll actually have a good idea of what the game is, although that one's apparently way off, so who knows how thin the details will be. But given the fact that these insiders are trustworthy, I'll take their word for it. Point being, however, is that I think that game people are going to sadly learn is going to be the games as a service title. Gotham Knights, to me, seems more like a title that was inspired by the likes of, say, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And to me, that's fine if it's handled right. Also, based off some of the descriptions of characters such as Batgirl, as well as the mentioning of the Nightfall Protocol, it's quite apparent here that this game does follow up from what happens in Arkham Knight. So it is a continuation. Once again, this is something that I believe separates Gotham Knights from what Avengers is. Avengers is this whole brand new thing. Gotham Knights as a name is, but it continues what happened after Arkham Knight. And I find that also really exciting. It's still a part of the universe that we've been invested in for now 4 major releases. But moving on from Batman, I can't speak for everyone, I think is a very exciting notion. Different play styles, different builds. If they truly embrace like the action RPG thing, the idea of like twisting and turning how I play Red Hood into multiple ways, where maybe he's more gadget focused or maybe he's just using his guns more, something along those lines. Seeing how Robin plays versus Nightwing, like, my God, man, like I'm hyped, all right? Like I love co-op games, especially 2-player co-op, and you got co-op moves. Like, as long as they one day make a Ninja Turtle game like this, I can die happy. But right now, Gotham Knights, I'm excited for, right? And I know some people will say like, well, you don't like Avengers, but this is why I'm excited for Gotham Knight, but not Avengers, as I've hopefully explained throughout this whole video. I think they're 2 completely different products. And once again, that's no slam to Avengers. There are people who like Avengers, who are looking forward to Avengers, and more power to them. I want people to enjoy these games, right? Like, that's the goal. Like, I don't want anyone to have their good time ruined. I'm not here to drag anyone down, but I just think that there's been a bit of misinformation when it comes to Gotham Knights. Now, there is like a bit of a plot hole, so to speak. I don't know if that's the right term, but I've seen it being used a lot, such as teaming up with Red Hood, who's clearly in the trailer using guns and shooting people. We don't know if he's killing them or not, or he's just, quote, incapacitating them, end quote. But all I'm saying is, like, when I was playing as Batman in Asylum or Arkham City, I was just kicking people off of buildings, no problems, and like breaking their necks and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, dude, they're alive. They're just never gonna move again. That's all. Like, at what point does the brutality become almost a form of murder in itself? So personally, I understand people's concern for like Batgirl as well as Nightwing or Robin teaming up with Jason Todd. I totally get it. I do think there's a bit of a hole there. In a sense, as a gamer, I'm just excited to like play as him finally, right? Like, that's going to be really cool. But there are some issues like that surfacing, and I'm sure we'll see more over time. So we're gonna have to see how the story pans out, because Rocksteady's proven themselves as Batman storytellers. I think that was one of their more separating qualities outside of the combat system. But yeah, once again, time will tell. I just wanted to talk about it, more of a ranty video. So I do apologize if I sound whiny or anything like that. But anyway, just want to go ahead and share my thoughts with all of you today in a little bonus video. You guys know I don't normally upload on Saturdays. I take the weekends off, but I was a little too hyped about this to keep my mouth shut. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I leave it in your hands. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. Big thank you to all the patrons who continue to kill it with the support. Appreciate you guys supporting me even when I am here on my own little island. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.